Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. Summit Racing Equipment Night at the Races set to begin in moments. Bringing the field to green in turn number 4, Terry Coletti looks him over, and we are off and racing. Don Harvey Jr. into the lead as they enter turns 1 and 2. Into the second spot goes Mike Miller. The battle for third between the number 1 of Brian Smith, the 0 of George Riddle. In the 5th spot, it is Bubba Smith in the number 12. We have completed the first of our 8 laps. Brian Smith on the move in the number 1. He's using that second groove just like he did on opening night in the feature. He's up to the number 3 spot. Leading is Harvey, second is Miller, third is Smith, and here comes Miller to the inside of Harvey for the race lead down into turn 3. Harvey gives him room, and the veteran Mike Miller ready to take the lead away from Harvey. Harvey slips back into the second spot. Maybe not for long. Brian Smith making a run to the low lane, got a little bit free on the back straightaway. He's right there, and Brian Smith is up to the runner-up position. Smith taking second away from Harvey. We're just now at the halfway mark. 4 laps in, 4 to go. Harvey still fighting hard in the outside lane. Riddle picking it up a notch. He joins the battle. Riddle ducking to the low side, jams on the brakes. Evasive action by George Riddle. Meanwhile, up front, Smith was way up along the outside retaining wall on the backstretch. 2 laps to go for Miller, Smith, Harvey, and Riddle. Smith looking low, checks up. The hole had closed up. A little bit of contact. George Riddle and Bob Schneider Jr. coming off of the corner. Then Riddle spins it down into the infield. Six laps in, 2 laps to go. George Riddle will spin going into turn number 3. The Riddle Trucking, graphics by Dave Carr from Paris, Ohio. As the cars go down the backstretch, Harvey and Schneider in row 2, Smith and Rosenberry in row 3, and Riddle running in the number 7 spot. 2 laps from the finish for Miller and Smith. And Miller loops it around. Mike Miller in the 22 car has spun coming off of turn number 4, brings out the caution as the field got the green. Been over in turn 4 earlier tonight as well, so that will send him to the tail. Now Brian Smith in the second spot. Miller taking his ride pit side to adjust on the setup a little bit. They race to 3 and 4, coming to the green. They're off, and down the front stretch they go into corner number 1. Smith and Harvey side by side, rubbing a little paint for the lead in this fast heat race. Down the backstretch they go. Harvey up into the wall in the 112. Harvey and Smith get together in the third corner. Harvey and Smith, the two, racing side by side as they entered into the third corner. Yeah, he entered the corner, Chris, and might have clipped the right side of Brian Smith's car a little bit and then locked up the brakes and slid, and he had it wound down. He was hard on the brakes. You could see tire marks all the way up to the wall, and it just would not turn.
Yeah, that was a hard hit.
And that stinks because Harvey, obviously very, very good competitor, and the right front of that car wadded up pretty big.
Harvey from Barberton, the Richmond Muffler Bake Performance TNR drivable after-auto front tire car. Feature winner here at Midvale Speedway won the main.
Coming to green, turn 4, good restart for Smith and Schneider as they race into turns 1 and 2. Smith on the inside, Schneider on the outside lane. Schneider sideways had to check up to avoid a crash. We come to the white flag, 1 to go. Coming to the checkered flag off of turn number 4, it will be Smith, Schneider, Rosenberry, Riddle, and Bubba Smith in the number 12, rounding out our 5 competitors. Picking up the heat race win, a hot start to his season, the Canton Auto Salvage Finish Line Design Canton Auto Sales number 1 of Canton's Brian Smith.
I just pass along to all the guys over here coming up in the second heat to make sure they keep a lot of heat in these tires.
Yeah, definitely a little bit free on starts and restarts, so the more heat the better for these competitors. These late model tires seem to repeat well, but it's the starts. We're ready for a start. Second heat race getting ready to begin for the late models as William Robinson and Joe Fuchs bring them in. Rick Grudier into the infield, spins it on the start, and caution flag is out. Off of 4 to the green. William Robinson and Joe Fuchs will try it again. Through 1 and 2 we go. It's Fuchs on the outside lane, leading the field by half a car length. Robinson on the inside, trying to make a run at Fuchs. Fuchs a little free, lets up on the gas, corrects it. He is the leader at the conclusion of lap number 1. He will clear Robinson coming off of turn number 2. And Joe Fuchs is the leader. Second is Robinson. Baker up to third. Close call and a spin for McCallicker. The 47 will back it down off of the banking into the infield, and caution flag comes out. Yellow flag out with 2 laps in and 6 to go. A single car spin for Dave McCallicker's number 47. Fuchs car looking a little quicker this week, and not only qualifying but here in the heat race so far. Robinson on the outside. Here we go. Into turns 1 and 2 we go. Fuchs holds the bottom. Here comes Larry Baker in the 06 into second. Robinson up the track. Kirkpatrick to the inside. He'll take the third spot. The 47 car of McCallicker moving up in the bottom lane. Look out. McCallicker drives to the inside. Siblet checks up. He's going to use this as a hot lap session now at the back of the field. McCallicker up to the number 4 position. We are halfway this time. 4 in, 4 to go for Fuchs in the 57.
That 47's hooked up coming off the corners, Adam.
It is in the track, Chris, as the number 14 of Robinson follows him. Baker with a bold move in 3 and 4, and Larry Baker going to inch his way into the race lead. Baker out front. Fuchs now falls into the number 2 spot. Ron Kirkpatrick has caught the lead duo in the 3rd position. White flag this time, 1 to go for the 06 of Larry Baker. Kirkpatrick running 3rd. Checkered in the air, and Larry Baker picks up the victory. 2nd spot goes to Fuchs. 3rd to the 23 car of Kirkpatrick, finishing in the number 4 position, the 47 of McCallicker. Let's have a nice round of applause for your winner, the 06 of Larry Baker. Baker Racing, New Franklin, Ohio driver, winner of our heat race. We get ready to move into our Summit Racing Equipment Economy Modifieds. Top qualifiers, Preston Walker, new track record for the number 30. The Akron driver, sponsored by TLM Industries, Bob's Auto Sales, and Kim Tittle Enterprises. And rounding it out, the number 2 of Lee McCreary. Lee McCreary from New Philadelphia, the Double Eagle Tattoo, M&D Design, McCombs Market, Ace Auto Body, and Maslin Machine Ride. Kevin McClintock out front and leading lap number 1. Westlake trying to hold off Smart for the number 2 spot. Way up the track goes Smart, hangs on to it. Opens the door for Scott Archer for the number 4 position. Hard on the brakes, the 36 of Mike Green. He is dropped to the 5th spot. Preston Walker, top qualifier, looks to the 2nd lane. Walker trying the high side, car a little bit free, but loose is fast. That he proved in qualifying earlier today. Halfway, 4 laps in, 4 to go for Kevin McClintock. McClintock having a great start to his season. Couple of top 5 finishes, including a runner-up on opening night. Comes in 2nd in the points. Scott Archer for 3rd. Archer up the banking. Randy Smart, who has moved up from the compact division years ago into the pure stocks, the sports stocks, and now the modifieds. Holds on to the number 3 position. Archer looks good in the outside groove. White flag this time, 1 to go for Kevin McClintock. Westlake 2nd, all by himself. Another good run so far tonight for Westlake. Scott Archer's going to move into that number 3 spot. Point leader Randy Smart will drop to 4th as McClintock picks up the victory. Westlake 2nd, Archer 3rd, 4th is Smart, 5th is Green, 6th is Walker. The Glass Lumber, Broad Run Cheese House, Van Meter Auto, Davis Electric, and Blick Tool and Die, number 38. Put your hands together for Kevin McClintock. As this 6-car field comes to green off of turn number 4. 8 laps the distance, modified, 2nd heat. Jason Gruhl and Mike Bowers into 1 and 2. Up the banking they go. On the inside lane for the 2nd spot. Here comes Todd Ripley. Dirt tracking it just about the whole field. Oh, Lucas Ripley locks up the brakes. He's going to spin it out, but heads up on the backstretch as well. Ripley keeps on moving. Lucas Ripley a 360, and we stay green as his dad Todd takes the lead. Bowers into the number 2 spot. Jason Gruhl back to 3rd. Jesse Adams trying to turn his luck around. The black and pink number 1 into the number 3 spot. Tim Westerfield making a run at the number 99 of Gruhl for the 2nd position. For the number 4 position, rather, as the number 9 of Westerfield races with Gruhl. Jesse Adams in the number 1 car, all over Mike Bowers in the 0-2 for the number 2 position. White flag this time. Final lap. Ripley down the backstretch into the 3rd turn, pulling away from the field, and coming to the checkered flag off of turn number 4 is Todd Ripley. 2nd place to Bowers, 3rd place to Adams. Finishing 4th is Gruhl, 5th spot to Westerfield, and finishing 6th, the 0 of Lucas Ripley. In the CJ's drive-thru, Third Base Racing, Swan Racing, Ridgeco Pallet, and D&B Machine, 00 from Denison, Todd Ripley. Tom Ertl goes down into the infield, as he spins his tires coming down the front stretch, turns off into the infield. We will keep this race under green. And a battle for the lead. No, yellow comes out of turn number 4. To the stripe they go. The green is out. We're back underway. And this modified heat race, number 2, has Sloan and Earl taking the field down into turns 1 and 2. Sloan into the lead. Neil Rowley into the second spot. The 2 cars pulling away as the 3 running third, Ron McBride, will try to close in. Those top 2 close to making contact on the front straightaway. They continue on, a lap and a half in the books, as Rowley tries to set up Sloan for a pass. Both really are rookies in the modified division. Rowley ran his car just a couple of times last year here at the track. He is all over Sloan for the lead. He gets to the inside, coming off of turn number 2. Rowley to the low side of Sloan, who just gives him room at the last moment. Goes way up the track, gives him 3 lanes to get underneath him. And Neil Rowley goes into the lead. Sloan back into the number 2 spot. In the third position, the number 3 of McBride. Fourth, the number 11 of Usage. And a battle for the 5th position between the 82 of Ertl and the 15 of Hull. '16 of Rowley leading the way. Second spot, the 77 of Sloan. Third, the number 3 of McBride. One to go. White flag. Oh, look out. Sloan spins it. Oncoming traffic. Oh, fits it through the 11 of Usage. Just able to make it by. Sloan now in the number 5 restarting spot. 6 in, 2 to go to the green. Turn number 4. Not going to be a good restart. Did not come to the stripe at the same time, and caution flag will come back out. 3 of McBride got a little shove from the 11 of Usage. He then went into the back of Rowley. McBride filling in for Tad Grove tonight, with Usage and Hull in row 2, and Sloan running 5th in a row by himself. To the green, turn 4, good restart. 1 lap of racing to go. Into the second corner, Rowley lighting up the tires a little bit in turn 1. Good exit of turn number 2. Rowley getting it done down the backstretch into 3. And the white flag will wave this time. 1 to go as Usage makes some contact with McBride. Final lap as Rowley pulls away to a 3-car length advantage to turn number 4 and 2. Terry Coletti's checkered. Neil Rowley will pick up this victory. Second spot to the number 3 of McBride. Third to the 11 car of Usage. Third and final heat race for the Summit Racing Economy Modifieds. In the Black Market Creations, number 16 from Uriksville, let's hear it for Neil Rowley. Tonight is Summit Racing Night. Rich Schweitzer, the 84 from New Philadelphia. Allen's Muffler and Tire, Federated Auto Parts, Alicia L. Manley, MD. 82 of Don Boron Jr. in the 4 starting position. Don Boron Jr., a feature win a week ago in that 82 ride. He is in the 5th starting spot. Well, now 5th after falling back from his 4th starting position, and the number 9 of Nick Harmon, the top qualifier. Well, Boron ends up being the top qualifier after the disqualification of Harmon for being a little bit too low coming through post-race tech. Drivers trying to get some heat in their tires. Really strange watching these cars race tonight. The first couple of laps after a start or a restart, trying to get grip. It happens usually a couple laps in, and leading the way is the 77 of Todd Miller.
You'd almost think it was 40 degrees out, Adam.
You would, but it's in the 50s, right? And actually not going to cool down much more than what we had this afternoon. That's the good news. Bad news was it didn't get all that warm to begin with. We have completed 3 of our scheduled 8 laps, and Rich Schweitzer is going for the lead. A couple of Midvale Speedway racing veterans up front. Miller on the inside, Schweitzer on the outside lane, going for the number 1 spot. Rich Schweitzer taking the position away. Schweitzer leading. Second spot is Miller. For third, couple of improving drivers in this pure stock division, Harmon and Shimko. Side by side through 3 and 4. Move Harmon up to the number 3 spot. Schweitzer leading the way, trying to extend on his current points lead coming into the week. The white flag this time. 1 to go for Rich Schweitzer. Single file formation. It is a freight train. Second, third, and fourth following each other's tracks down the backstretch. Boron steps out of line as we come to the checkered. The Allen's Muffler and Tire, Federated Auto Parts, Alicia L. Manley MD car of Schweitzer the win. Miller second. Finishing third is Harmon. Fourth place to Boron. And finishing fifth, the 13 of Shimko. The Allen's Muffler and Tire, Federated Auto Parts, Alicia L. Manley, MD, 84-point leader, picking up your heat win via the outside lane pass of Todd Miller, Rich Schweitzer. Waylon Orr, the son of Jimmy Orr, a longtime driver here. Waylon had run well in the past in the Detroit Iron Division years ago. As we come to green off of turn 4, we are underway. And the outside lane on the move. Patterson, the number 80 car, who I believe did pick up a heat race win a week ago, had the spot. Orr got back to the inside, but now Patterson does pull into the lead. He locks up the brakes and threading the needle. Here comes Teddy Oliver. Oliver splits the top 2 and goes into the lead. Teddy Oliver into the number 1 position as Waylon Orr runs the bottom. We've completed 1 of 8. It took Oliver 1 lap to get from 4th to 1st. Here comes the number 112 of Austin Harvey, a rookie in the division, the nephew of Don Harvey Jr., trying to make his move in the outside groove. Side by side for second. Teddy Oliver in the lead. Second place, or third place, Harvey. Fourth place, the 80 car of Patterson. Here's Harvey to the outside for the number 2 spot. All by himself right now is Teddy Oliver in the 49. Halfway this time. 4 complete, 4 to go for Oliver. For third, Patterson and Waylon Orr. 6 in, 2 to go. Oliver leading the way into turns 3 and 4, coming to the white. 1 more lap to go for Teddy Oliver, Austin Harvey, Waylon Orr, and Robbie Patterson. Harvey sideways, exiting 2, hangs on to it as he tries to dirt track a little bit. We come to turn number 4 for the checkered flag. It will be Teddy Oliver picking up the victory. Second spot goes to Harvey. Third to Waylon Orr, and 4th spot to the number 80 of Patterson. Terra's Hair Care, Greg's Recovery, McKeague Insurance, sponsored number 49 from Canton, Ohio, the veteran pure stock driver, Teddy Oliver. Good qualifying effort for Alan Clark from Uricksville. Ember Complete Care, Parkway Auto Group, Advantage Bank, and Dennison Yard, the sponsors. The 09 is Wes Ennis back with us. Wes Ennis from New Philadelphia. The H&H Cleaning, Haas Body Shop, Ennis Hauling, and Orr Racing entry. 27, Braden Swaney, back behind the wheel this week. Had a substitute driver last week, but gets back behind the wheel this week. The 27 of Braden Swaney from New Philadelphia, 5th in points. The Swaney Racing, shortstop drive-through, My Museum Tattoo, Trainmaster Inn, Schwartz Trucking, and CJ's drive-through car, and the point leader car, the 57, tonight driven by Rich Dunlap, filling in for Mike Swaney. 2 laps in and 6 to go for the number 3 of Jesse Patterson. Jesse Patterson leading the way. His car running pretty good last week and looking good again here tonight. I think he picked up a top 3 finish in last week's feature. And Wes Ennis is on the move in the 09, trying to make some headway in that second lane. Wes Ennis driving the 09. His dad drove the first couple of weeks because Wes and his fiance were expecting a child. The child was had in the past week. So congratulations to Wes, who now is going for second. Ennis for the number 2 position. Trying to use momentum in that second lane, and he does that pretty well. Behind him, Alan Clark and Rich Dunlap going for position. This is the fast heat for the compact division. Side by side for the second spot. Wes Ennis, not a lot of power in that 09, but it's getting through the corners well, and that's because he's wheeling it through the turns. White flag, 1 to go this time for the number 3 of Patterson. We might just have ourselves a battle to the finish line. Could it be a photo finish on this final lap? Ennis looking good in the outside groove. It is Patterson holding on right now. Jeffrey Orr looks for an opening. They will race to the checkered. Ennis, wheel to wheel, door to door, coming to the line. Who will it be at the line? Oh, that one was close. That was very tight. We'll go to a replay. One of the 2 involved. And that was, I believe we had a tie in a feature maybe 5 years ago. It doesn't happen very often.
Right now, Jeffrey Orr looks for an opening. They will race to the checkered. Ennis, wheel to wheel, door to door, coming to the line. Who will it be at the line?
Route 39, Central Finicum Insurance, Advanced Auto Car, the number 4. Anthony Vassalou from Malvern, the Vegas Night Skilled Games. Rob Julian, Small Engine Repair Car. The 19 is Clayton Oliver from Malvern, the Vegas Night Skilled Games. Everhart Glass, Minerva Skate Ring, number 19 of Clayton Oliver. And last week's feature winner for the fast feature, the 157 of Bob Schneider Jr. Schneider comes in this week second in the standings. Lisa Moore in the 95 and Finlayson and the 15 coming to green off of 4. Side by side into turns 1 and 2. Frederick and Vassalou. Boy, that was a close one. Vassalou nearly nosed it first into the wall when he and Frederick got together. They continue on. Lisa Moore the leader. Finlayson is second. Clayton Oliver third. 4th spot is Tim Frederick. Lisa Moore leading, but here comes Clayton Oliver. Oliver previously driving a black and white number 19, make it a 16 in the compact division. Last year ran mostly at Barberton. Previous to that, ran here at Midvale. But Oliver now is going for the lead in the 19. And memory of his dad, Bob, he tries to take the number 1 spot off of turn number 2. And into the lead does go the 19 of Clayton Oliver. Second is Moore. Battle for third between the 15 of Finlayson and the 41 of Frederick. Halfway this time, 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. First and second by themselves. Third, Lisa Moore running for the 4 spot, 3-car battle. Make it a 4-car battle for third now. A little bit of rubbing of some paint between Finlayson and Vasilou. Schneider gets a run to the inside, and Schneider now battles it out with Finlayson for the 5th position. Now he'll take 4th away from the 4 of Vasilou, or will he? No, he won't. Vasilou, good run into turn number 3. Lisa Moore caught on the bottom lane, holding Schneider up right now. Her car hitting the rev limiter pretty early on the straightaways, holding her up. Down go. Clayton Oliver leading, and now Schneider does get a run to the inside of Moore. Schneider's going to go 3 wide into the corner. Vasilou on the high lane. Schneider up to 3rd. White flag, final circuit for Clayton Oliver. Oliver leads off of turn 2. Frederick runs 2nd. Don't think this time we'll have a photo finish at the line, but it's still going to be relatively close as Clayton Oliver races to the victory. 2nd spot to Tim Frederick. 3rd to Bob Schneider Jr. 4th, Lisa Moore. 5th spot, Vasilou. And finishing 6th, the 15 of Kyle Finlayson. Vegas Night Skilled Games, Everhard Glass, Minerva Skate Ring, the sponsors for the Malvern driver in car number 19, Clayton Oliver. Advance Auto, KTFO Racing, Shenanigans Pizzeria Car, and Laney Stresky, a rookie in the division, driving the number 17. Stresky from Louisville, the TNT Television's Roto-Rooter car rounds out our field. 8 laps the distance, final compact heat race. Jason Yone goes into the lead in the 25 as Gerald Hahn and now Josh Roberts in the 07 battles for 2nd. Jason Yone leading. These are the drivers that had a hard time in qualifying turning fast laps. It is the 3rd, the slow heat for our compact division. And now they've all been able to find their way to the bottom lane as Jason Yone leads. Roberts 2nd, Bloom is 3rd, Stresky 4th, and Hahn running in the number 5 position. Yone pushes up the banking. He got into the wall last week. Here comes Roberts to the inside. Stresky also locking up the brakes, some contact with Bloom. She tried to avoid hitting him and then did slide into him a little bit. Stresky gets moving. Will be able to stay under green. Good job, drivers, to keep it under green. Roberts leads the way. Yone not giving up quite yet. Halfway, 4 in, 4 to go. Roberts leading. Yone is 2nd. His car, big time push coming out of the corners. Big push for the 13 of Hahn as well. Side by side for 3rd. Bloom goes to the outside groove. He'll be running the big oval here in a moment again, but it will be the other way around in the Fun Pack division as they run the opposite direction tonight in the Fun Pack class. Roberts leads, 2 to go. White flag this time, 1 to go for Josh Roberts. Yone by himself in 2nd. Bloom, same for him in 3rd. Also by his lonesome in the 4th spot, the 13 of Hahn. Exiting turn number 4, the Prime Auto Sales 07. It is Akron driver Josh Roberts the victory in our 3rd and final heat. 2nd goes to Yone, 3rd goes to Bloom, 4th spot to Hahn, and finishing 5th. In this 3rd and final compact heat, the 17 of Laney Stresky. In the Prime Auto Sales 07, driver from Akron, rookie in our compact division, I believe his first win here at Midvale Speedway. Put your hands together for Josh Roberts. The C&D Towing, Hall of Recycling, JoJo's drive-through ride. 49 is Teddy Oliver Jr. from Canton, Ohio, the Greg's Recovery ride. As the green will come again. Logan Colmar here in the heat race. Logan Colmar driving the 00, the C&D Towing, Shakers Auto Recycling, State Street Tire entry. Underway for this mini truck heat race. 8 laps they'll go. If you are looking for a division to get interested in and maybe race in, this would be a good division to start, an entry-level division here at Midvale. Put yourself a roll cage in one of the mini trucks, knock out the glass other than, of course, the front windshield. Come down on a Saturday night basis and compete with us in the mini truck division, an entry-level division. The rules are online. Rules are online at midvalespeedway.com. As Badgett leads and Colmar is second. Third is Oliver. Fourth is Del Vecchio. And fifth, the 00 of Wood, driven by Logan Colmar here in this heat. Last week's feature winner, points runner-up, Justin Badgett leading the way. Sharp number 12 truck of Cody Colmar in second. Badgett has a challenger. It is Cody Colmar in the number 12. Those two turning very equal times in qualifying and now here in the heat race. And he's all over the tailgate of the 22. They're coming to the checkered. It is lap number 8 coming to the line. Picking up the victory will be Justin Badgett. Second spot goes to the number 12 of Colmar. Third to the 49 of Oliver. The 00 of Logan Colmar finishing in. And Del Vecchio and the 05 will finish in the 5th position. Pulling to the line, your winner of the mini truck heat. Pretty exciting mini truck race, and he had a challenger there. Last week's feature winner, Justin Badgett. C&D Towing, Hall of Recycling, JoJo's drive-through entry. Second in the standings coming in after that feature win a week ago. PhilChalmers.com, M&D Design, Route 39, and tap and drive through his sponsors. 115 is Howard Bartholow from Port Washington, Trenton Service, Bates Metal, Fries Valley Storage, and rounding it out, the 05 of Tim Frederick. Tim Frederick driving the 05. He's filling in for Paul Stahl, who was complaining of some health issues earlier on. Blaine Salisbury coming to a stop up in turn number 2, and we are going to have a caution. Yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is out for the spin up in turns 3 and 4 for Salisbury.
Tim Frederick driving the 05. He's filling in for Paul Stahl, who was complaining of some health issues earlier on.
Intentionally did bring out the yellow flag. Will come out of what is turn 1 on the normal direction, turn 4 on the reverse direction. We go green, 8 laps the distance in this compact, make it fun-packed heat race. Colton Bryan gets up into the number 2 spot, and we've got him 2 or 3 wide back of the field as Blaine Salisbury will try to make his way to the front, goes to the inside of the 05. Down the back stretch they go. Blaine Salisbury picking up 1 position, our top qualifier. Up front, pretty entertaining racing right now as Colton Bryan goes to the outside of Chris Bloom for the lead, and Dan Buckey and Alan Walker race for the 3rd spot. Into turn number 3, racing into turn number 4 now, coming down to the front straightaway. 2 in, 6 to go. Bryan trying to set up Chris Bloom for a pass, and Salisbury's on the move in the 29. Blaine Salisbury up to 3rd. Walker right there with him. Salisbury plenty of horsepower down the middle of the backstretch. We'll try to close on the lead duo. Colton Bryan running much better this week in his old car rather than the new one that he had been running the first couple of weeks, and again he battles for the lead. Reverse direction for the Fun Pack division tonight. Salisbury does get to the inside of Colton Bryan, who opens up the bottom groove, and Salisbury for second, halfway, 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. Salisbury's made his move all the way up to second, and now he goes for the lead. Bloom on the inside, Salisbury on the outside. Bloom tries to give it a little more juice. He opens up the inside. Colton Bryan goes underneath. Door is closed up there. And Blaine Salisbury from the back to the front to go into the number 1 position. Final lap and a half now for Salisbury. Putting it to the field right now in this fun-packed heat race event. Tonight he'll run a feature later on in the big oval. 1 to go. Waving his arm out the window when he sees the white flag. Thought at first he might have been thinking it was the checkered. That it wasn't. He stays up to speed. Colton Bryan again working on Chris Bloom for second. And we come to the checkered off of the final corner. Down the front stretch we go. And the victory to Salisbury. 2nd spot to Bloom, 3rd to Bryan, 4th place to Bucky, 5th to Walker, 6th place to Bartholow, and finishing 7th, the 05 of Tim Frederick. Coming to the line, your winner, car number 29, Blaine Salisbury. We have the Midvale Karting Series link and logo to get to their website to get information on the series. They have not opened up their season yet. Because of weather, their season opener was postponed. So they are getting a chance to get on the track and race a little bit here tonight. On the starter stand is Matthew Mills, one of our late model competitors, involved in a crash a week ago in the late model race. Not here to race tonight, but here to flag the karts, which he does on a Sunday basis, and we're ready. 12 laps the distance. Midvale Karting Series underway. The senior 360s, the senior clone 400s, and the green is out. Into the lead right at the start goes the 08 of Mark Romar. Off the pace and going into the infields, the 27 of Chuck Heyman. So Heyman with problems. He drops off in yellow waves. And here we come to the green, side by side across the line, we're underway. These karting competitors actually draft a little bit. This time they bump themselves up the banking, and we've got them 3 wide. On the move, and the number 1 is Mitch Romar. He goes 3 wide, coming off of 4. Look out, they flail out all the way to the wall. Romar's run is thwarted a little bit. He follows Mark Romar in the 08, who gets sideways up the track. He goes, nearly some contact. We've got him 3, almost 4 wide, middle of the backstretch. It was 4 wide. Coming in to complete lap number 2 of a scheduled 12 laps. Tight racing right now. First time on the track for actual racing in this season because of a rainout for the karting series a couple of weeks ago. And leading the way is Mitch Romar. Mitch Romar out front. Rick Manier, who was top qualifier, is in second. 3rd spot, Gary Shoemaker in the 84, and running 5th is Scott Kane. Kane actually in the 4th spot now in the 55 ride. Kane running 4th, Ixis running 5th. Ixis in the 29 has won a couple of these races on Saturday nights. You could see Shoemaker hitting on the back of his helmet. I think he wanted to bump draft a little bit. That wasn't what the 55 of Kane had in mind as he got by him, and now Shoemaker will scoot back by in the outside groove. Draft makes a big difference in these karts because they are full bore all the way around the big oval. Now some of the lower division karts run the small oval on Sundays. Completing lap number 5 now. 5 in, 7 to go. 2-car breakaway. 2-cart breakaway, Mitch Romar and Rick Menier. Menier was way quicker in qualifying, about a second. Might just be playing with the field right now. I guess we'll find out. Then again, the number 1 did not attempt to qualify, so we're not sure what his kart's made of. We are halfway right now, 6 in and 6 to go. They're closing on slower traffic. It is the 17 of Bambi Gore. Bambi Gore making her first ever feature start here at Midvale Speedway in a kart. Which way will they go? They look to the outside, and she will go up the banking. Look out, coming off the corner. This bunches the whole field up. 5 karts on the lead lap going for the lead. We've lost another kart moments ago as one pulled into the pits. I think it was the 08 of Romar. Leading the way is Romar. That's Mitch Romar. Rick Menier in second. Kane is third. Fourth is Shoemaker. And fifth is Ixis. Three to go that time. Everybody just right now following the draft. But on that last lap or maybe a previous lap to that, you're going to see some flailing, trying to get to the front just as they would do it maybe Daytona or Talladega in the NASCAR Cup Series. On the front stretch they go with 2 final laps remaining, and Shoemaker getting a push from Ixis. 4th and 5th might soon become 3rd and 4th. They will in turn number 3. 1 to go this time. Up the banking, Shoemaker takes it right up along the outside retaining wall. Just centimeters off the ground, flying at full throttle all the way around the track, and here comes Menier to the inside. Menier to the inside of Romar for the lead. Will this open up the door for one of those other karts? They're still drafting, coming to the line. Could it be another photo finish? Who will it be at the stripe? It is the one of Romar picking up the victory via the outside lane, and the 5 karts finish very close. As some people would say, you could throw them under a blanket, but if you did, they wouldn't be able to see where they were going. So this race complete, and our first feature lining up pit side. So Romar gets the overall win. Scott Kane in the 55 gets his class win, and our first event complete tonight, first of several features. Big thanks to Summit Racing Equipment, the sponsor of tonight's action here at Midvale Speedway, and the folks from Twin State Auto Racing Club here to present the first of a number of plaques they will give to the drivers, the winners tonight here at Midvale Speedway. The Jags number 1 claiming a victory, and Kane also in the number 55 claiming a win tonight. And an exciting finish as they did flail out to about 4 wide at one point early in the race. Let's hear it for the 2 winners, Mitch Romar and Scott Kane. Get a word with them as soon as they get their helmets removed. Well, Mitch, congratulations. This number 1 was pretty fast. You had Menier right behind you. First off, you didn't qualify earlier. What was up with the kart?
Well, I came straight from work right here. So I was flying on 77, about 85 miles an hour trying to get here.
No, he wasn't. He was driving the speed limit all the way.
It was kilometers per hour.
Kilometers, you got that mixed up. That makes sense. The 1 was pretty good, but did you think you'd be able to hold off Menier? You knew they were going to try to draft by you on that last lap.
He's always fast. I could feel him bumping me down the straightaway. And last 2 laps ago, I was like, I better hold the inside and try to hold him off. But he's always fast.
We had our race rained out a couple weeks ago for your opener. So is this the first laps you've been on the track?
This is our first competition. Yeah, I've had about 3 practices, and 2 of those practices got rained out. So I'm about sick of the weather. So
let's hear it for the winner. And the number 1, Mitch Romar and Scott Kane. You also get credit for a victory, a different type of kart. Tell us the difference between these 2 karts. A little more power in one of these or what?
Oh, yeah, he's got a builder-prepared motor there, so he's running a little bit bigger than I am. But that's just a stock 5-horse Briggs. It's got a race a cam and things in it to make it a little bit, give it a little more horsepower. But it's, yeah, they're definitely a little faster. The 2 karts up front both have the clone motor on it. So
just about everybody that came in that finish on the lead lap had a chance to win on the last circuit.
oh, yeah, that's pretty much the way we are every week.
Let's hear it for the two winners, Mitch Romar and Scott Kane. Here we go, 25 laps the distance. It is feature time. Feature time, the Summit Racing Equipment Economy Modifieds at Midvale Speedway. 51, Bill Westlake. 2, Lee McCreary. 38, Kevin McClintock. 36, Mike Green. 17, Randy Smart, point leader. 28, Scott Archer. 30, top qualifier, Preston Walker. 0, Lucas Ripley. 1, Jesse Adams. 9, Tim Westerfield Jr. Todd Ripley in the 00. The rest of the field, Mike Bowers in the 02, Jason Gruel in the 99, Greg Hull in the 15, the 16 of Neil Rowley, the 3 of Ron McBride, 77, Jeremy Sloan, 11 car, Joe Usich, and 82 of Tom Ertl. One down as they cross the line in the Summit Racing Equipment Economy Modified feature. Westlake the leader, second is McCreary, the battle for third. It rages on down the middle of the backstretch as the 38 of Kevin McClintock inches forward with the 36 of Mike Green running fourth. And McClintock beating him back to the line. It is Randy Smart and Scott Archer behind them side by side. Back in the field, saw a little tire smoke from, I think it was Rowley, who locked up the brakes going into the corner. McBride trying to work his way through. But good side-by-side action from about fifth on back. The battle for fifth is Randy Smart and Scott Archer. In seventh, right where he started, is Preston Walker, the top qualifier. His first night out this season. Walker ran a late model once or twice last season. Former driver in a template late model across the Midwest. Getting back into racing pretty much full time now. And we've got some contact coming off of 2. Ripley get together. They continue on. Now they come to a stop and the yellow flag waves. Caution flag is out as Todd Ripley and Lucas Ripley get together down in turn number 2. The two cars looked like they were going to continue, and then they came to a stop. So yellow flag is out. Four laps in, 21 laps to go. Lights are out. Field will be coming to green off of turn 4. So a brake check session causing the first yellow flag. Nearly another one middle of the backstretch. Here comes Westlake. Here comes McCreary to the green. 21 from the finish. Good restart for McCreary, but Westlake's car still on the inside. They go down into turns 1 and 2. Westlake up the banking. McCreary with some room. Thought that they were going to touch for a while. McCreary a bold move. Now some contact from Westlake on the inside, and Westlake gets back by him. McCreary drops into line in the number 2 position. McClintock and Mike Green, 2 of the top competitors in this division early on after 2 weeks of racing, going for the number 3 position as Westlake leads the way, completion of lap number 6. Battle for third between Kevin McClintock and Mike Green. Green drops to fourth. Oh, Scott Archer makes some contact with Green, who fortunately for Archer keeps on going in the right direction, or he might have been penalized. But a great job of driving by Archer as well as Green to continue in the right direction. Randy Smart's caught in the outside lane. Top qualifier, it's Preston Walker. Preston Walker from the Akron, Ohio area moving forward. McCreary all over Westlake. He looks to the bottom, entering 3. Westlake nearly left that door open. Now some contact from McCreary. Ruffles his feathers a little bit, but continues on, does the driver from Steubenville. To the pits went Tom Ertl, the Massillon driver. Driver to watch right now, the number 28 of Scott Archer. He's on the outside lane. He looked out there a few times last week, made some moves. He's doing it again tonight. And not only the heat, but now the feature. Scott Archer, the Archimotive Orwig's Tree Service number 28, racing with the 30 of Preston Walker. Mike Green, last week's feature winner in the 36, going at it hard as well. Westlake controlling the tempo. Lee McCreary pressuring Westlake for all it's worth right now. Oh, Archer, and here's a move for the lead. Getting to the inside now as McCreary finds the opening. He and Westlake get together. Field going into the corner. Everyone able to get by in yellow. Flag is out. Yellow out as a spin between our leaders. Bill Westlake in the 51, Lee McCreary in the number 2. We're going for the lead entering the third corner, and yellow is out. Smart in row 3, row number 4 of Jesse Adams looking for his first good run of the year with Todd Ripley on the outside. And rounding out our top 10, the 9 of Westerfield and the 0-2 of Bowers. "12 in, 13 to go." McCreary and McClintock. McCreary jumping the start. The bar on the right side of the car is rubbing the tire at the front of the tire. Rubbing enough to where it's going to puncture the tire, cause a hole to wear through on the right rear. They'll talk to Green, let him know that it is rubbing.
Hoping to get Mike Green back out, last week's feature winner, Adam.
They'll let him join the tail if the able to get the car moving here shortly. The people backing up from the car, and he's still sitting there. Coming to Green off of turn number 4. Going to be a little too late now for Mike Green. He's got to hope for another caution as we're side by side entering turns 1 and 2. McCreary in the lead. McClintock in second. Scott Archer in the 28 car. On the inside, McClintock shoves up middle of 3 and 4, and we're halfway this time. 13 laps in, 12 laps to go. So caution out for debris. 12 laps to go. Caution for the bumper bar coming off the number 3 of Ron McBride in turns 3 and 4. Summit Racing Equipment giving the late model feature winner and the modified feature winner a $100 certificate to Summit Racing. Also giving the feature winners in the other divisions $25 certificates. So a big thanks to Summit Racing Equipment for their gifts tonight. Special prizes for our feature winners at Midvale Speedway. Coming to Green off of turn number 4. We are back underway, and it's Scott Archer racing with Lee McCreary at the front of the field. Got him rubbing for the number 2 spot is McCreary and Walker. Mike Green in the 36 heading pit side. We got him beating and banging. Around goes the number 1 car of Adams as he slid up the banking a little bit and got into the side of Smart. One of Jesse Adams came out of turn number 4, slid up into the side of Randy Smart a little bit and looped it around. So caution flag coming out. Unable to hear radio. Westerfield in the number 9. Maneuvering his way up into second. He'll be racing for the lead. 11 laps from the finish in this 25-lapper for the Summit Racing Economy Modifieds to the green in turn number 4. Here we go. Walker on the outside lane. Archer up the banking. The 2 rub maybe a little bit. Walker trying to stay out there in the second groove, and he is hooked up. Preston Walker. Scott Archer closes his door, and now some contact between McCreary and McClintock. McCreary gets back to the inside of McClintock on the backstretch. Oh, Jesse Adams, Randy Smart, some slight contact. It's been wild. Top 6 or 8 positions after the restart. 9 to go as Walker looks for an opening on Scott Archer. Archer leads, Walker second, McClintock in third, McCreary in fourth, Randy Smart racing with Todd Ripley in a side-by-side battle. Randy Smart in the 17, challenging the 00 of Todd Ripley. We are down to the final stages of this Summit Racing modified feature. Archer and Walker, first and second. Five laps to go, 5 from the finish for Archer and Walker. Four to go. With 21 complete, the Archamotive, Orwick's Tree Service, 28 of Scott Archer looking for the modified feature win tonight. Walker runs in the second spot, his first night of the season after setting the track record earlier during the evening. McClintock looking for yet another podium finish. Was point runner-up coming in, might leave with the points lead as his challenger Randy Smart out of the top 5 right now. 2 to go for the top 4 as they all now start to close and make it a lead pack battle with Archer running the inside lane even down the straightaways. White flag this time, 1 to go for Archer and Walker. Scott Archer, Preston Walker, Kevin McClintock, Lee McCreary, and Jesse Adams, the top 5. Good to see Adams maybe bringing home a 5th place run. As we come to the checkered, off of the corner, it is Archer, Walker, McClintock, McCreary, and Adams. Then it's Todd Ripley in the 6th spot, 7th place to Randy Smart. Around goes Westerfield at the finish, getting into the back of Lucas Ripley as they come to a close on our Summit Racing modified feature. Scott Archer, Preston Walker, and Kevin McClintock are top 3. The Archamotive Orwick's Tree Service, number 28, to a first feature victory of 2013. Had a good run 1 week ago after starting deep in the field. Good run for Preston Walker, a 2nd place run for the number 30. After setting fast time tonight, our top qualifiers of this week and last week in our top 2 spots. Won some races years ago in the sports stock division, took some time off from racing, came back in a pure stock, moved up to sports stock, now in a modified. Let's hear it for Scott Archer. Well, Scott, this car is pretty hooked up this year. He came out for the first time of the season last week, set quick time, moved up, used the outside lane some, the inside some. Car looks to be good in either groove. And tonight you held off the fast qualifier Preston Walker. Thing is good.
Yeah, it's real good on these tires. Sometimes you get a set of tires that you like, and that's been the case with these American racers, and I think that's why they just suit my driving style, and they seem to be a good combination.
I noticed in the heat race with late models, modifieds, and even the pure stocks, the first lap or two is a little bit wild, and it seems like these tires get better as the race goes on.
Yeah, they do not like cold track temperatures. I noticed that when we were testing them a couple weekends ago. If it's cold, you got to get some heat in them, or else they're slick, real slick.
Your winner, let's hear it for the Archimotive Orwick's Tree Service 28 of Scott Archer.
Hey, Adam, caught up with third place Kevin McClintock. Kevin, good run tonight. Good third run. This car seems to be getting better and better each and every week.
Yeah, I just couldn't get it to stick on the outside on a restart. I mean, it was good once I got out there, and then I could go and catch them guys. You know, I got a lot of good sponsors and stuff. I'm not going to mix words. It sucks to finish in third.
How about the tires? Did they come to you once you get a couple laps on them? Tires seem to come in well.
Yeah, the tires are really good, believe it or not. I'm glad they let us get some good heat in them before the race, because if not, we'd wad the field up. I mean, they're like glass when we start.
Okay, Kevin McClintock, good third place run for him. I'll try and run back down and get a word with Preston Walker here.
On the inside of row number 4, the 69 of Alan Clark from Uricksville. Good qualifying effort for Clark. The 09 is Wes Ennis, a new dad. Starts on the outside of row number 4. Inside row number 5, Braden Swaney, last year's Compact Division champion. His dad's car on the outside, driven tonight by Rich Dunlap, the top qualifier, rounding out our field. 15, Kyle Finlayson. 95, Lisa Moore. 17, Laney Stresky. 7, Chris Bloom. 07, Josh Roberts. The 13 car of Gerald Hahn, and the 25, rounding out our field, of Jason Yone. And we will have a restart, complete restart. No laps in and 15 laps to go. And our 17 car field ready for green in this 15 lap compact feature tonight. Here we go, coming off of 4. Good restart. And it is the 41 of Frederick and the 4 of Vasilou up front, battling for the lead. Plenty of time to get to the front this 15-lap race. Saw Schneider maybe get a little bit of contact with the number 4 of Vasilou over in turn number 2. Got him 3 wide, some contact. Swaney and Alan Clark beating and banging. And Tim Frederick leads lap number 1. Tim Frederick, the leader at the conclusion of lap number 1, watching him race 3 wide back in the field, and we have a yellow and another complete restart. So no laps officially in, as the 7 of Chris Bloom has spun, so another complete restart. Came real close to completing that one. Only one car didn't. It was the 7 of Bloom, ready to go green, coming off of 4. Here we go. Vasilou side by side with Frederick, entering turns 1 and 2. It's Clayton Oliver on the inside lane. He goes for the second spot, inches forward. Behind him, last week's feature winner, the 157 of Schneider, boxed in right now. We've got the 3 of Patterson getting down onto the grass momentarily. We do complete the first lap this time, and Schneider is getting shuffled back. Here comes Braden Swaney, last year's compact point champion, picking up the spot, threading the needle. Schneider needs to get back to the bottom groove in the 157. Came in with a solid second place run in points at the time. Leading is Tim Frederick, second is Clayton Oliver, third, and now here's the battle for 5th. 3 wide, Clark gets to the inside of Vasilou, who closes the door in 3. Braden Swaney on the move. Second quick in qualifying, Braden Swaney, and he is making some big headway here in the 27. He was going to have a fill-in driver for about 5 or 6 weeks because of a broken hand. Fill-in driver was pretty occupied this weekend, so that gives Braden Swaney the wheel once again, and he's putting on a good show in that second lane. Trouble over on the backstretch. Yellow flag for the 07 of Roberts and the 7 of Bloom. So caution for Roberts and Bloom. 07 of Roberts will be dropping to the back. And you can see if you look down in the driver compartment, racing with a cast, but seems to be racing pretty successfully at this time in the number 5 position. Here we go to the green, 3 complete, 12 to go. Frederick and Oliver to the green. Rich Dunlap in the 57 having problems with that car, and that car was the point leader for Mike Swaney coming into the night, and Dunlap pulls off into the infield. Bad luck for the 57 team. Some rubbing of paint down in 3 and 4 as Swaney, Jeffrey Orr, Jesse Patterson all compete in the top 5. Vassalou making a run in the number 4 car on Alan Clark for the number 6 spot. For 4th, here's Braden Swaney racing with Clayton Oliver. He's fell back a little bit since starting on the outside of the front row on the lap 3 restart. Looking at your field rundown at the front, we have Tim Frederick leading, looking for his first feature win of the season. The 3 of Jesse Patterson second, picked up a podium finish last week. Jeffrey Orr is 3rd. The battle now for that position as Braden Swaney makes a run. Orr also peeking to the inside of Patterson. And Braden Swaney making some moves in the outside lane, coming forward just as Wes Ennis did, make it earlier in the night. For 2nd now, Swaney going for the spot. Wes Ennis and Alan Clark made a little bit of contact for 6th. Just halfway this time, 8 laps in, 7 to go, and action is hot in the compact division. Frederick has a challenger for the lead. 2012 compact champion, 2011 stock compact champion, Braden Swaney on the outside of Tim Frederick. Into 3, they'll race to 4, side by side to the stripe. Frederick drifting up the track, trying to take the lane away a little bit from the 27 of Swaney. Swaney, though, still moving forward, and Braden Swaney's going to be the leader. Clears the 41 of Frederick on the backstretch. And it is the Swaney Racing shortstop drive-through. My Museum Tattoo, Trainmaster in Schwartz Trucking, and CJ's drive-through 27 of Swaney going into the lead. Back to 2nd goes Frederick. 3rd spot is Patterson. 4th spot is Orr. In 5th is Clayton Oliver. 6th is Wes Ennis, and 7th is Vassalou. Down to the final 4 laps. Final 4 laps. Final 3 laps now, 12 complete. It will be 2 to go this time, 13 in, 2 to go for Braden Swaney. Terry Coletti has the white in hand. Our top 5 really racing through some slower traffic. Clayton Oliver does a nice job to steer out of a possible spin after the 13. A lap car, Hahn, made some contact. White flag this time. 1 to go for Braden Swaney, Tim Frederick, Jesse Patterson, Jeffrey Orr, and the 19 of Clayton Oliver. 41 of Frederick has gone under his qualifying time a second time in this race. Frederick has broken out, gives Swaney the win. He was out front anyway. Finishing 2nd is Patterson. 3rd is Orr. 4th is Oliver. And 5th, the 09 of Ennis. As the double checkered waves, and Braden Swaney claims the win. Laney Stresky losing the right front. So Stresky coming to the checkered in her 2nd week of racing, loses the right front. The shortstop and CJ's drive-through, Trainmaster in, My Museum Tattoo, Schwartz Trucking, Bucky Mowing, sponsor number 27, claiming a win in the compact feature. Another top 3 for the number 3 of Jesse Patterson. Jeffrey Orr in the number 8 car, another good run for him. So Orr picked up a top 5. But Braden Swaney returns tonight after having a substitute driver a week ago. Gets back behind the wheel tonight and goes to the front in the second lane. Up next, the McIntosh Oil Company late model division. A 30-lap feature. Teenage driver claiming a win, Braden Swaney. Braden, congratulations. You were going to be out of this car for about 5 or 6 weeks. We're going to have a substitute driver. Jake Albright filled in for you last week, set fast time, decent feature finish. You decided to get back behind the wheel of the car this week, and cast and all, you pick up the win. You're pretty good. You can drive with one arm, right?
Yeah, you know, I'm just glad we actually got back to the doctor and they said we could race, and I was ecstatic, you know. The car ran real good, and we'd really like to thank Turtle, you know. He did a lot of work on this car and he helped us out a lot.
The car was really good in the second groove tonight. Did you think you'd be able to make the pass? It was a big field of cars.
No, you know, we didn't run too good in the heat race, but it hooked on that feature. I'd like to thank Schwartz Trucking, My Museum Tattoo Shop, Trains Master Inn, CJ's, and yeah, CJ's Drive-Thru, all my family, my mom, my dad, everyone.
Let's hear it again for the winner, last year's compact champion, Braden Swaney.
Okay, Adam, going to run through a couple guys here while Braden's in victory lane. Ron Kirkpatrick starting up front, starting on the pole. No? Hey, this thing going to come to the front?
I hope so.
Keep them tires warm, brother.
Larry Baker in the Baker Racing car from New Franklin. That's the 06. And rounding it out, the 57, starting at the tail of the field, is Joe Fuchs. 30 laps, here we go. Ron Kirkpatrick, the 23, Rick Sibla, the 63 to the green, as we are off and racing the McIntosh Oil Company late model. Sibla trying to get out front first. Pretty good start, down through 1 and 2, clean and green, but around goes Grudier in the number 6, and we'll bring out the caution. Yellow flag is out for Rick Grudier in the number 6.
Car's really good.
Only halfway. How's these tires holding up under the cold?
And George Riddle, Brian Smith, and Joe Fuchs in row number 4 to the green in turn number 4. We will bring it in. It's Bubba Smith and Rick Sibla. Pretty good restart. Rick Sibla in the outside lane, making a bold move off of the corner. He and Smith maybe a little rub. They race down into turn 3. Smith on the inside lane, Sibla on the outside. Whoa, look out. Kirkpatrick goes up the banking. They continue on. Still racing it with Sibla at the line, the leader that time, and Rick Sibla clears him. Sibla into the lead. Here comes Mike Miller. Miller for the second spot to the outside of Bubba Smith. He's pinned down on the bottom of the car, not liking it down there. Miller beats him back to the line for the completion of lap 17. Miller moving forward. He is going to take the second spot. Mike Miller, he said the inside lane, good place to be. Well, I think he's liking the outside right now. He's up into second. Smith back to third. Fourth spot is Rosenberry, and now he's going to put it out in that second lane. And Rosenberry, a rocket through turn number 2. He takes third away. He's going to take second, I think, as he's hooked up. And the outside lane, is he ever? Miller and Rosenberry for the number 2 spot. He said under the caution flag that he was hooked up and he could definitely challenge. He wasn't joking. He's up to second and he sets his sights on Rick Sibla. Rosenberry looking for his first win of the week. 20 in, 10 to go. Final 10 laps of this McIntosh Oil Company late model feature. And Rosenberry is catching Sibla quickly. For the lead, Rosenberry is there. Rosenberry has caught Sibla. Also watching as Schneider works on George Riddle, but for the lead, Rosenberry drives it off hard into the corner. Wheel to wheel, side by side for the lead. Rosenberry on the outside of Sibla, heading off into the first and second corner, and Alex Rosenberry, much like Tedesco a week ago, just smooth in the outside lane, much like Brian Smith on week number 1. And Rosenberry, your top qualifier, looking for his first win of the year with 7 to go. Joe Fuchs has gone to the pits. Now Bubba Smith in the 12, making a run at the 22 of Mike Miller for third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Seventh also in a battle, Brian Smith in a 1, racing with Schneider. Great action in our late model feature tonight. Excellent racing action. For the number 3 position, Bubba Smith on the outside of Mike Miller. Smith, a good run through turn number 2, down the back stretch, into 3, each driver giving each other a decent amount of room. For the number 3 position, final spot for the podium finish. George Riddle, need to mention him, he's in the top 5, having a solid run in the 0, but his challenge is coming soon between Brian Smith and Bob Schneider Jr., involved in a mishap with each other earlier in the race. Final 3 laps now. Rosenberry in his own area code. Sibla by himself in second, and Miller and Smith for the number 3 spot. Smith drops back into line in 4th, and the white flag this time. 1 to go for Alex Rosenberry. Second to Sibla. Third. Right now Miller holding off Smith. Good battle continues between Schneider and Brian Smith. They've run beside each other for a long time as Rosenberry gets his first win of the season, the teenager from New Philadelphia, followed by Sibla, Miller, Smith, then Riddle, Brian Smith, Schneider, Baker, and Kirkpatrick. Good racing tonight in the late models. Going to do himself a Polish victory lap around the track with right-handed turns. He must have liked what he saw from the fun packs earlier tonight. Rick Sibla, another second place run for the number 63. Gives a thumbs up to Rosenberry on the way by. And Mike Miller used that outside lane to get up into second. He holds on to the number 3 position. Good run for the J-Berg Racing number 22. The sharply done number 2, Rosenberry Towing, tilt-sponsored automobile. First feature win of the season, claimed a late model feature win a year ago, also won in the modifieds this season to go at Midvale Speedway. Pulls it into downtown Ford, Victory Lane on this Summit Racing Equipment night at the Speedway. He was top qualifier, and after the last restart, he made some solid moves, and that car was a rocket in the outside lane. If anything, the liquid and stuff put down in turns 1 and 2 actually helped the outside groove more than the inside, and he was solid coming to the checkered. Climbing out, let's hear it for Alex Rosenberry. Alex, you were talking to Chris Kale there under the red flag over in turn number 3, and you kind of slipped up and you said, yeah, I think I can get up and compete for a win, maybe even run away with it. Well, I thought, well, that's some overconfidence there, but you actually lived up to it.
Yeah, thanks to Larry Clay and FLF Race Cars gave us a great car here tonight. We were definitely hooked up, best we've been so far. A little off in qualifying, didn't get the track record, hoping to get maybe a 13.8, but a little short there, maybe a goal for next week. But we were definitely hooked up, racing solid, past everyone on the outside, I believe. It was rocket tonight, thanks to Tilt Lighting, Rosemary Towing, Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, Uncle, everyone's been a part of this.
Last week, you were top qualifier. Tedesco was second quick. You were kind of following him early. He was in the outside lane, one at a time, picking him off. You didn't quite have the car in the second group last week. What did you guys change this week? Did you make some adjustments, or did you just change your driving style a little bit to make it work?
We made a few adjustments on the car, a few rubbers in the right rear and whatnot, but basically just tweaking here and there, just fine-tuning, getting it ready. We were good last week, just patient, didn't want to tear the car up, kept all fenders on it, and that was the goal tonight, getting to Victory Lane tonight with all 4 fenders on it. We did just that.
And lastly, you were going to run the main event series race tonight at Sandusky, decided to come here instead, and made the right decision, I think.
Yeah, a win's a win. We'll take it wherever we can get it.
Let's hear it for the winner, Alex Rosenberry.
Okay, Adam caught up with second place finisher Rick Sibla. And Rick, you told me that you would rather be on the inside, you didn't want to be on the outside. Then you took off like a rocket, got a nice little lead, and then here come the 2.
The car really worked good on the outside. I was surprised. We were getting outmotored down the straightaway by Bubba, and I don't know, we just happened to get some traction a little bit better than he did down there in the dirt, and coming through 1 and 2, and thing felt good. And then I just ran a pretty good line, and I seen Alex come, and there wasn't much going to stop him. So it was a good run. I'm pretty happy with what ended up.
Well, absolutely. You said you've been going through changes like crazy with this thing, and it seems like you're getting to where you need to be.
Yeah, we're getting there. Last week we got a third, and this week a second. Hopefully we can get a win next week, but we still got a lot to do. This thing still ain't the same as it was last year, but we'll get there.
All right, that's Rick Sibla. Good second place run, and we'll try and get a word with Mike Miller. Mike, good podium finish run for you tonight.
Yeah, we needed it after last week's big crash.
Yeah, you guys put in a lot of work this week, you and the J-Berg Racing team, and did a whale of a job. This thing looks like it hardly was even touched.
Yeah, I got to give all the credit to Ron. I went down one night. I live an hour away, so Ron and Ronnie, Stevens and Corey Williams, they did all the work on the car, so my hat's off to them.
29 of Waylon Orr, 80 of Robbie Patterson starting up front. 10-car feature field, a little bit small tonight in the pure stock division. Ready for green off of corner 4. Orr and Patterson get them started. Side by side, racing out of turn number 2 and down the back stretch, rubbing a little bit of paint. Going off into the corner, it's the inside lane. Moving forward, Passwater. Patterson goes to the outside and falls toward the back of the field. Robbie Patterson in the number 80 has fallen to the back from his outside front row starting spot. Now on the move, the youngster Austin Harvey. The 112 picked up a heat race win on opening night and now making moves to the front in the outside lane in this feature. Solid competitor at the Barberton Raceway Park in his rookie season a year ago in the front-wheel drive division, and he's making some progress early on in this feature. Harvey to the lead, 3 complete. Orr has fallen to second. Teddy Oliver now for the number 2 position to the outside. Todd Miller's going to try the same. Boron just did an outstanding job, and then Harmon makes contact going into 3 and 4. They made some contact coming off of 2. It looked like Boron was going to demolish the car. Wasn't the case, and now here comes Schweitzer to the outside. Schweitzer making a move, gets up into the 4th spot. Here comes Teddy Oliver for the lead. Teddy Oliver for the race lead with Austin Harvey. The inside lane has been opened up. Harvey a little more engine than Oliver. And now we see Harmon and the 29 of Orr get together in 3. And that will bring out the yellow. Caution flag coming out for the 29 of Orr and the 8 car.
And now we see Harmon and the 29 of Orr get together in
5 in, 15 to go. Harvey, Oliver, Shimko, and Schweitzer the top 4. Waylon Orr 5th, 6th. Top qualifier last week's winner, Don Boron Jr. Side by side, it looks good in the outside lane. Does Teddy Oliver in the number 49 car racing in the second groove. Teddy Oliver goes into the lead, and now here comes Rich Schweitzer, the point leader for the top spot. This is setting up nicely for Schweitzer. Former Midvale Speedway champion, then moved to the dirt tracks for a couple of years, won some championships, at least one there, and now for the lead, Schweitzer is out front, trying to extend on his current point lead, looking for his first win of the year. He's got a challenger coming, though. Don Boron Jr. in the 82 car, the youngster from East Sparta. Boron picking up a feature win last week, looking for 2 in a row, and with over half of this race yet to go, will set his sights on the veteran. 9 completed the line this time, 9 in, 11 to go for Rich Schweitzer and Don Boron Jr. Schweitzer strong in the 84 car, leading the way, and this time will be halfway, 10 laps in, and 10 laps to go. For third, Teddy Oliver and Bill Shimko going at it. 3 wide for the number 5 position. 3 cars, 3 wide for 5th, and Harvey checks up. Miller and Harmon go by to the inside. Boron is closing the gap a little bit at the front of the pack. Really eats up the 84 going into the corner, loses some ground coming off. Miller nearly spun his 77 car as Harmon goes around to the outside. Miller's car just not quite as quick as what it was opening night when he won the feature. And Schweitzer and Boron are now nose to tail. $14 in, 6 to go for Schweitzer and Boron. They have put a straightaway gap on the 3rd place car of Shimko. Boron, he got a little bit wide coming out of 2 that time, slid it all the way up, nearly into the outside retaining wall. all over Schweitzer, but you know the veteran's not going to give up the bottom. He's going to make Boron go to the outside, 5 from the finish. Schweitzer with 2 runner-ups coming into the week. Did push up a little bit, coming off of 2 that time. Boron is all over him. Boron is there. He looks to the outside, just not quite enough grip. Not quite enough bite coming off of 2 in that second lane, with Schweitzer laying down good lap times in the 16.4s. Boron setting the track record earlier tonight in the 16.2s. Oh, a little bit of rubbing some paint down in 2. Schweitzer gets sideways. They continue on. Boron wants this one pretty bad. 2 laps to go. 2 from the finish. Schweitzer protecting the bottom, says, the outside lane is yours, youngster. Schweitzer continues to lead. Boron is there. They'll be on coming to the white flag this time as they pass the 29 of Way-Lenore. They may also close on the 80 of Patterson on the last lap. Final circuit for Schweitzer and Boron as they're putting it to the rest of the field tonight. Down the backstretch they go. Schweitzer, the advantage. Boron so strong into the turns that 82 car handles, but it is the driving veteran from New Philadelphia, Rich Schweitzer, the win. Boron second, third place to the 13. Another good run for the chrome car of Shimko. Harmon, a good finish. He finishes 4th, and 5th to Teddy Oliver. First win since his return this season. Racing at Midvale Speedway, transferred this car from dirt to asphalt, and he picks up the win tonight. 2 second-place finishes. Coming into the evening, he extends his points lead. Good run for Bill Shimko in this chrome number 13. Solid run for Shimko tonight. Getting down to our final couple of races of the evening. There is your winner, Rich Schweitzer. Rich, congratulations on the win. Your first one since coming back to asphalt. Didn't take you too long. It was almost like riding a bike. You did dirt for a couple of years. You came back and finished second opening night. The car's pretty good.
It's okay. It had a little push to it tonight for some reason, but it was fast.
A little push, but again, you were trying to protect the bottom lane, not letting it come up. Then Boron gets there. Did you feel him the one time?
Is he the one that got into me a little bit in the turn?
Yeah.
The tracker, he got me, but that's all right. That's racing.
Yeah, he just rubbed you a little bit and let you regroup. You continued on, but you were definitely protecting the bottom line there. He's very fast. You guys won by like a straightaway over third. It was pretty quick.
Well, good. It's nice to be back in victory lane and get to talk to Adam Mackey again.
Oh, that's right. It's good to talk to Rich Schweitzer down here. How about this on the back panel of the car? What's the knot this year with the rocking chair?
Well, we decided we're going to come back. We ain't going to sit on the porch and rock, so here we are.
There you go. Rich Schweitzer, the winner tonight in the Pure Stock feature.
Okay, Adams caught up with Don Boron Jr. And Don, you gave everything you had, man. Just couldn't quite get there. I seen you get him loose a couple times.
Yeah, I was trying, but they're about equal, so.
You ran it in really hard. This car seemed like it would really drive into the corners really good.
Yeah, it felt pretty good, a lot better in the heat.
A little loose coming off, though, you think?
Nah, not too bad.
Not too bad. You just not going to let me get that minute interview in, are you?
Probably not.
All right, good run tonight. That's Don Boron Jr. Good second place run.
I think mine,
Mr.
hey, Chris.
Yeah.
I think mine was a little longer last week.
Yeah, he was giving me a big smile. He wasn't going to let me get in and beat you. All right, Bill Shimko, good third place run. This thing seems to be going good, man. You took a little bit of time getting around Teddy, though, and I think that really cost you some time.
Oh, yeah. Getting around Teddy, you know, I'm not real good on the outside, so I do the best I can with what I got and my little bit of skill that I have. And I'm learning a lot from him passing him on the outside. He's giving me a hell of a schooling, so.
You couldn't even, you did get around him, but it took you a long time. You're driving with 2 hands. He's driving with 1.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he makes it look like it's a Sunday drive. I don't know what the heck he's doing. If I used 1 hand, I'd be all over the place, more than what I already am.
Getting ready for green, coming off of the corner. 3 wide already as here comes Blaine Salisbury, and he could make quick work of the field. Salisbury in the 29 dominated in the heat race, and right now here in the feature is up to third already. Your top qualifier on the move to the inside groove in turns 3 and 4. Almost like watching these cars run in a mirror. Backwards they go around, right-handed corners. Bloom leads, Salisbury is second. Colton Bryan, still running the outside lane, is third. Here comes Colton Bryan, but his door was closed up by Chris Bloom, and Blaine Salisbury is inching forward. He's about to take the lead. Bloom goes up the banking. Bryan goes to the inside. We're 3 wide. Look out. Coming out of 2. Now it's Bryan and Salisbury racing for the lead. Reverse direction in the Fun Pack division tonight. There's 6 or 8 different tracks that they'll be running on this year, and Colton Bryan takes the top spot. Can he hang on? Salisbury and he racing side by side. 3 laps into the scheduled 12. I don't know that Salisbury can get him on the outside. He might have to go to the inside. Lead duo pulling away. Bucky does look better here in the feature. He's up to third now as the Fun Packs continue on. Fun little division to get involved with. Shows the versatility of the drivers. The opening night ran on the small oval. Last week, a large road course. Tonight, and Bryan made a mistake there. He gave up the bottom to Blaine Salisbury. They rub a little bit of paint down on 1 and 2. He just got awarded a break. Salisbury checking up as Bryan opened up the inside on the backstretch. First and second. Six laps in, 6 laps to go. We're halfway this time. Lead duo, Colton Bryan and Blaine Salisbury, putting on a show at the front of the field. Dan Bucky says, go ahead, spin each other out. I want to pass you both. Running in the 4th spot is Chris Bloom. Running in 5th, the 115 of Howard Bartholow, and Alan Walker runs in 6th. And here comes Blaine Salisbury again to the outside of Colton Bryan. Bryan giving him some room on the front straightaway. They cross the line, complete lap number 7, rubbing some paint down in turns 1 and 2. Oh, Salisbury nearly got into the wall on the backstretch. Just about ran out of racing room. He and Colton Bryan, they change lanes, and now Blaine Salisbury to the inside. Bryan on the outside. He opened up the bottom again. Blaine Salisbury takes over the number 1 spot. Colton Bryan trying to close back in. He's right there. A little more power for Salisbury down the straightaways. Oh, Colton Bryan way sideways entering the corner. Still dirt tracking it down through the turns. He's not given up quite yet, and there are 3 laps to go. One of the better races of the night, quite honestly, here in the Fun Packs with the right-handed corners. Chris Bloom in the 151 has gone down into the infield onto the small oval. Looks like he's done, unless he tries to rejoin the action. Nope, he's done. Colton Bryan still giving it a college try as Salisbury protecting the inside lane. Final 2 laps now. Still have our mini truck feature to go. That will be up next. And our final feature of the night next week, spectator drags at intermission. White flag, 1 to go. Final lap for the 29 of Salisbury. Good run for Colton Bryan, but it looks like he's going to come up a little bit short in his car that he drove to a 2nd place finish in points a year ago. Brought it back out this week after struggling with the new car. To the checkered off of 4, it will be Blaine Salisbury. Colton Bryan, 3rd spot to the 50 car of Dan Bucky, and finishing 4th will be the 115. Howard Bartholow, a top 5 run for the 88 of Alan Walker.
Hey, Adam, do want to send out a message to Paul Stahl, driver of that 05 machine. He was taken to the hospital a little bit earlier. Just a little dehydrated. He's on his way home and doing good, so I wanted to pass that along to everybody.
Two wins in a row. 2nd on opening night. Points leader extending his points lead. Blaine Salisbury in the number 29 victorious here this evening at Midvale Speedway. Remember, again, this coming Thursday night, we'll have a few of the features from tonight's racing action on TV2 locally, on Time Warner Cable, as we have for the first 2 nights. Not sure what ones will be on this week.
Now, would that be considered a Polish victory lap since that's the way that they raced?
No, this would be this would be a non-Polish victory lap. Blaine Salisbury into victory lane. Unless, of course, the driver that was doing it were Polish, then it would be a Polish victory lap.
I was going to go there.
There's your winner, Blaine Salisbury. Blaine, congratulations. 29 car good again tonight. It wasn't easy tonight in the heat race, it was, but Colton gave you a good run in the feature. You guys really battled it out strong.
Tell you what, that was a lot of fun. Pretty soon, Colton's going to get a win here.
Yeah, you got the other car back out. It was a little bit quicker. Second place opening night, first place last week on the road course. I think I forgot to bring the box down with the, here we go. Matt's going to hook me up with the tracks for next week. 4 different tracks in here. Pull one of them out of there. What are we running next week in the fun packs? Big oval. So the big oval, just like tonight, only we're going to run it the normal direction. It's fun making right-hand turns, or a little bit different, I'm sure.
A lot of fun. Almost got in the wall.
I saw that coming off a 2 up there, over by the pit entrance.
It was close. I probably grazed it.
Let's hear it for the winner again, Blaine Salisbury.
Okay, over here was second place finisher Colton Bryan. And Colton, you did what Bubba told you not to do. You gave up the bottom.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I was getting a little cocky out there in front, and that turn's still a little slippery, I think. So I just slid up a little bit, and he got his nose under there, and I could do nothing about it.
So it seems like this car from last year better than your new one.
Oh yeah, my last year car, I like it a lot better. It's a lot faster.
So we'll see you in this from now on.
Yes, and I'd like to thank Randy for getting this back to me, and for Bubba and everybody that got this car back to me.
All right, second place finisher Colton Bryan. Okay, Dan Bucky, good third place run. Tell me how you like going in reverse.
I love the track. It was great. I just, my car's all stock and it can't compete.
Still a pretty good time.
I loved it.
All right, well, go get them back on the normal oval next week. Dan Bucky, third place finisher in your Fun Pack division. Trucks coming your way.
The number 12 of Colmar goes into the lead. The 22 of Badgett running second on our first lap of the mini truck feature event. Dennis Wood moving into the number 3 spot, racing with Teddy Oliver Jr. They had to change engines in that truck last week after blowing one up in Friday night's practice. It's good to see Oliver back with us. This is a new division here at Midvale Speedway, and plenty of spaces open to build yourself a truck. Come out and join our field of mini trucks. Rules are online at midvalespeedway.com. Cody Colmar leads. Second is Justin Badgett. Third spot, Dennis Wood. Fourth, Teddy Oliver Jr. And in the 5th spot, Dustin Delvecchio. Turning fairly equal lap times, but everybody's starting to string out. And Colmar could be our 3rd different feature winner in the first 3 weeks of racing, if he can get there. His truck has had the handle go away the first couple of nights while leading the event. 5 laps in, 7 to go at the line this time for Colmar. Number 12 of Cody Colmar leading the way. 2nd spot, Justin Badgett. 3rd, Dennis Wood. 4th, Teddy Oliver Jr. And 5th is Delvecchio. The spots have not changed. And Colmar currently leads the way. We have completed 8 laps of our scheduled 12 now. 4 laps remaining. It'll be 3 to go at the line this time for the number 12 of Cody Colmar. 3 from the finish. Colmar the advantage by a half straightaway. And he's looking solid. It's weird kind of watching the trucks run in the right direction after watching our fun packs.
We must think alike, because I was just thinking the same thing.
It is, and I said that, and Debbie, our timing lady, said the same thing. She was just thinking that it feels weird watching them go in this direction. We have completed now 10 laps, 2 to go for Colmar in the 12. One to go, final lap for Colmar. Coming off of turn number 4 to the double checker, the winner, Cody Colmar. Second spot to Justin Badgett, our third different winner in 3 weeks. Finishing in the third position, the 00 of Dennis Wood. Finishing in the 4th spot, the 49 of Teddy Oliver Jr. And 5th spot, everybody on the lead lap in our mini truck feature tonight is Dustin Delvecchio. And thank you, race fans, for coming out tonight. Cody Colmar pulls into victory lane as the winner of our mini truck feature tonight. It was Summit Racing Equipment Night at Midvale Speedway, and we want to say a big thanks to Summit Racing Equipment for the sponsorship of our modified division, our most full division on a weekly basis so far, and the great racing they have put on so far in 2012. Now this would be a Polish victory lap for the number 12 of Colmar, the winner tonight in our mini trucks, and I'll head now trackside to Victory Lane and Chris Kale.
I was just thinking the same thing, if that would actually be a Polish victory lap, and I don't think Cody is Polish. At least I don't think so. Undoing the belts and getting ready to climb out into victory lane, Cody Colmar. Third different winner in the trucks. Man, this thing was hooked up tonight.
Yeah, we changed a little bit of things around on it.
Anybody you want to thank on this thing tonight?
My dad, Dennis Wood, all my sponsors. All my cousins.
Go ahead and name them. You got a minute, man.
Logan, Austin, Justin, John. My dad, a lot of people.
Yeah, but this truck, I should say, almost said car. This truck's hooked up, man. Last week you had some problems with the hood being off and wasn't able to start the feature, but this thing really came to life tonight.
Yep.
And you didn't watch that Fun Pack feature, did you?
No.
Okay, because I think you would have got a little confused when they was running backwards. Me and Adam was talking about how confusing it was seeing you guys actually go the right way. So, congratulations, man. Victory lane, first of the season, Cody Colmar.
As I eat one of the cupcakes at the Colton birthday party brought up to me, let you know that we'll be back in action next Saturday with the Spectator Drags at intermission, our regular 6th division, 6:30 race time, brought to you by Canton Car Connection. More info updated at midvalespeedway.com throughout the week. Like us on Facebook, and we'll be back a week from now for another entertaining night at Thunder in the Valley Midvale Speedway. Thanks again for coming out, and please remember to buckle up and drive home safely.
What's up, Walter?
Not much.
A little cold tonight, huh?
Yeah, I got my winter coat on today, too.
There you go. Take care of business.
Oh, yeah, I got to.
All right. Don't listen to him.
Laney, you did a good job last week.
Thank you.
4th place in your first feature. Fantastic job.
Thank you.
Take care of business tonight, all right? This is getting old, ain't it?
No.
2 weeks in a row, I predicted you to win, and you did it.
And I did?
Pay attention tonight.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to win again.
Let's hope.
There it, no.
Do our best.
No, yeah. Do it. That looks pretty official. Wait a minute. Action.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. Who are you?
Tim Westerfield Sr.
So you're...
I'm the proud father of Tim Westerfield Jr. that drives the 9 Modified.
A hot rookie in the Modified
He's
division.
doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's doing...
We're hanging in there.
He's looking pretty professional out there.
We're learning.
Yeah.
We're learning. He's a rookie, and we're learning, and we'll be all right.
And Dad's pretty proud.
I'm proudest father in the world.
There you go.
Stop it. Stop it.
Now we got the real professional here.
Film him.
Tim Westerfield. What are you blaming him for?
Jason. What's up, buddy?
Hey! Looking pretty good out there, buddy.
Thank you very much.
What are you hiding for?
I'm nervous.
I'm gonna put you on TV and make you look silly.
Sweet.
There you go. How we doing? Nice job last week. Can you prepare your interview for the announcer over there for this week? When you win, they need you to talk a little more. All right. Okay? Coach him.
Get it last week.
Coach him up. How you doing, Todd?
Doing good.
Hey, your son's doing a pretty good job.
Doing a real good job.
And you, not so good yet.
Struggling a little bit, ain't I?
Yeah. You're letting him win everything, or is it just
You're just rubbing it in here, or you're trying to
old age running in here?
I don't know. You met my crew chief right here, Grant Bloom. Scott, turn around here, Scott.
Twist him a little bit better tonight, will you?
Hey,
Scott.
Scott Richardson there.
You'll get him. There he comes. Hey, Scott! Can you hear? You're the crew chief, eh?
No.
Wait a minute.
That's the crew chief.
You got something in your beard.
You saving that for
There you go.
That's the crew chief over here.
Well, this is the Ripley crew.
This is the Ripley
And
crew.
this is the old man right here. And Lucas, you're whipping the old man's butt this year, huh?
I'm trying to.
There you go. You're doing a good job.
Wait until he gets his car right.
Yeah.
Then I might have a little trouble.
Then he'll be the one on top, right?
Yeah.
Good luck tonight,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Hi, Greg. was just making sure I knew how to do that.
The fuel tank follows.
Yeah, there you go. Now, when I say action, make a big mess all over the ground here.
All over Paul?
Yeah. Action. That's a dud. Let's just make this official, Larry.
Uh-oh.
You won yourself a heat race last week.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Nice job. They actually called it a King of the Hill race because there's only 2 of you left. You and the animal.
Yep.
But you whipped the animal's butt, didn't you?
I beat him.
He needs beat.
We'll go with that.
He needs beat. Good job, Larry.
Thank you.
Right here. Look right here. Hey, are you Neil Rowley?
Yes.
Rookie in the modified division this year?
Yep.
Straight from compact to modified, right?
Yes.
Good job. You getting a feel for the car?
Yeah, I need to get it set up yet.
You look pretty nervous right now.
Yeah.
You want me to leave you alone?
It don't matter.
All right. Good luck tonight.
Okay, thank you. Oh, shit.
Neil.
Yeah.
You need to clean this dump up, man. Look at that. You said that was there from last year.
Yep.
Just because you dirt track.
Yep.
All right. Next week, I'm checking on you. Get this cleaned up.
Okay.
All right. Can you make that run better for Austin?
I hope.
All right. We're counting on you here.
It's pretty bad right now.
Is it? Well, you dialed in a little, okay?
We'll see what we can do.
All right. Hey, I'm the tech inspector. You got anything illegal in there?
Yeah.
Can you show me? Tom Early. Tom Early.
We're not getting any spark.
You're not getting. Can you show me the illegal parts?
No.
Nothing illegal there, right?
You're not illegal till you get caught.
Are you still 1 brick shy or 1 block shy?
Actually, the guy that owned that car was a bricklayer.
Yeah.
He was always 1
That's
brick
John
short.
Trissel.
He just recently passed away.
Did he really?
Easter. I didn't know it until Thursday.
Mike Green, last week's modified beat your winner. How you feel?
Oh, not too bad. It's nice to get the first one out of your way. You know, it's kind of like the monkey off the back. Now we can just go have some fun here.
You haven't had a whole lot of races altogether, right?
This is like my 9th race last year.
9 races and
already
already have a feature.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks.
You had a little boo-boo last week, didn't you?
Oh, just a little bit.
And what happened?
Me and Daryl went in the turn and just got together and tires locked up and we ended up going to the wall together.
So nothing broke, you just got your tires hooked together?
Yeah, just a little body work. We peeled the right side of the body off, beat it out, put it back on.
Good luck tonight.
Thanks, sir.
Remind everybody in La La Land who you are.
Joe Fuchs.
There you go. Good luck. Hey, Bill Westlake, how you doing?
I'm doing good today.
Hey, you looked pretty good last week until Craig interviewed you on the track, and then it went all downhill.
He come over and told me.
Well, you know what?
What?
You tell him to stay away from you until the race is over.
It wasn't his fault. Some reason the car just quit momentarily.
Well, we'll blame Craig.
Okay.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Jeremy Sloan, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay, I'm gonna give you a little word of advice this week.
All right.
You quit that thing going from looping, and you'll be doing better this week.
Yeah, I know.
What do you got to say about the first couple weeks of racing?
It's not too bad. Second week did a little better than first, and we'll see how it goes on third.
Second week ever in a modified or a race car. Jeremy Sloan, you're going to do better this year.
Yes, sir.
Good luck. Let me ask you guys something. You're both texting. Are you texting her and she's texting you? Are you just like mad at each other and you're handling it that way?
That's only when we can talk in private.
Yeah. You telling her off?
Yes.
Well, you need to quit smiling and she's not getting the message. How you doing, Greg Hole?
Good, how are you?
Good. You suiting up to go out or just getting back?
Nope, getting ready to go.
Well, good luck tonight. I think Hole is one of the the best racing name in the business. Hole.
We'll give it a shot at trying to live up to the name, I guess.
Yeah, you live up to that name, you do all right.
All right, thanks.
Good luck.
Under the sponsors for the Barberton, Ohio driver in the 29, rounding it out.
How you doing, Lee?
All right, how you doing?
Good. Got all the bugs worked out tonight?
I doubt it. Go out and play a little bit.
Well, have fun. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
I do what I want. Todd Miller showed up the first week and you won the feature.
First night out, don't get any better than that.
Let the other guy drive and he dropped the ball on you, didn't he?
He done all right. He ain't been in the car in a while. He'll get in there.
He'll dial it in this next week. You're in this week, he's in next week.
Yep, every other week. He owns half of it, so we take turns driving.
There you go. Now, if you make the boo-boo, does he fix it? And then when he does, you fix it?
We just both work on it together, 50-50.
Good luck tonight, Todd.
All right, thank you.
I mean, it's working, so.
Fix it no matter what it costs.
Hey, thanks, man.
complaining about not being on TV last week. You know, you just can't be on every week. Why not? Because you're on one time and one time only.
Yeah, if that's we qualified tonight, I shouldn't be on there.
put you on, all right? Thanks. Nick Harmon.
Yeah.
Quit talking to them guys. You got more important things to do here. You set a track record tonight. You're doing pretty good this year, huh?
Yeah, I think so. A lot better than last year.
All right. Hey, I said talk to me. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Hey.